Hey, how you doing? This is Martin, owner and trainer Fuller Fitness, and today's video is based on using bands. And I've been curious and shocked in terms of why certain people, again, it's, do what you do, whatever worked for you. Um, but high hopes your stuff isn't based on popularity or doing stuff just because somebody else did it. But at the same time, I am hoping um, that more people use bands. It's very convenient for the one person, but it's also very convenient if you have a girlfriend that works out, um, a sister, a mom, son, daughter, nieces, nephews, depending on who you live with, who you work out with, to use bands. Uh, One, they don't cost a lot of money, in my opinion. Again, especially if you get to work out, do your workout, and then not only do your workout, but if there's someone else that lives with you or someone else that you work out with, to be able to get their workout in without messing up your groove and doing your thing. Um, Even if they change different bands. So I have two bands here. And another thing to take in consideration when you're using bands is the amount of weight that you'll be starting with. So this is a new band that I got. Um, I don't know why, but both of the bands that I'm using are both black. But the one that I had first is black, and it was one of the strongest bands years ago. And the highest amount of weight uh, supposedly is 19 pounds. And then, depending on how much you stretch it with whatever exercise you're doing, you're going to feel it a certain way, depending on how tall you are, how short you are, how strong you are currently, how strong you are later. And then I have another black band that I just got. I forgot how long ago, but it wasn't that long ago. And it's 40 pounds of resistance to start with. And then once you pull it, depending on how far away you are when you pull it, you'll feel it that much more. So if you're taller and you're doing certain things, if you stand back further away, so for me, it's standing further away from the rack that I have there. If you've ever seen it in my videos and you saw me using that rack, doing pull-ups, at least for that last video, uh, and using this rack. So now I'm using my rack so I hooked up my bands. If you have a door anchor, you can do it there, but it's annoying for me using a door that I have. There's not as much space for me to hook up my bands up there. So again, this is to work your back. Stand away. Make sure there's no slack. So if you do that, there's no tension on the band so that you can feel it the way you're supposed to. If you cheat the workout, you're cheating yourself. So I have a 40-pound band and a 19-pound band, and even though that doesn't seem seems like only 60 pounds when it comes to bands, again, the more you stretch it, the more you feel it. Okay, so stand back, and then it's up to you if you stand with your feet shoulder width apart or if you stand with one foot in the back. With high hopes you're not leaning. Stand here and then give it a pull. And like I said, even though this is 59 pounds, with bands feel different. So again, I want to make sure people understand how these can be used. And it seems like people only use it for therapy and for toning, which is fine. But I just want people to know, especially for those who watch this video, those who are subscribed to my channel, that you can use this for so much more. especially for those who knew me in Rochester, who are still in Rochester and know me, and now with me being in Amherst, New York, and those who have found out how strong that I'm kind of strong. So to know that a person that is kind of strong would still use something like this and for it to work in such a way. So again, whichever bands you use, before the thickest band was 30 pounds, this one is 40. So again, with 30 pounds, and again, to make it more obvious on how challenging this is, I'm not able to do a shoulder press, standing on a band and do a shoulder press with the orange band, and I definitely can't do it with this 40-pound band because it says 40 pounds on it, but again, the more you stretch it, the more challenging it is. So this is going to be my second and last set doing rows here. And again, this is just so that, again, one band is 40 pounds, the other band is 19 pounds, so it depends on which band you use, whether you're using just one, if you're using three, and if you're using them correctly. So again, make sure you're standing back to where some slack to it. Hopefully you're not leaning back, at least I hope you're not. I don't think people should lean back when they're doing rows. Stand back firmly, make sure there's no slack in the band. It's a waste of time, waste of exercise. And you get to choose whatever hand position you want while doing stuff like this, just like you would with a dumbbell. Stand back, chest up, drop your butt, bend your knees so that you have good balance. And to be honest, this is literally my second time because this is my second set. 4, 5, and 6. So again, if you're strength training and don't want to spend a lot of money, can't spend a lot of money, if you look into bands and hopefully get the right brand of bands. I've been using bodylastic bands for I think at least 17 years. I think I've been using bodylastics bands, and obviously with me using them that long, at least for me personally, I don't really have a reason to use other bands. I have no complaints about bodylastics bands. I love the upgrades they have made over the years, especially having a heavier band. So again, especially if you're in a family or just have workout buddies, to where all of you can be able to, if you have a certain amount of strength, you use certain bands. And then if you're drop setting, for those who care about that, I'm not one of them, but I have 2 bands, so if I was drop setting, I just take one of the bands off and just keep going with it. So for the sake of the video, I'm gonna do one last set. I usually only to do 2 sets myself, and I've been doing that for a while now. Take your time when it comes to strength training and not trying to go super fast, at least in my opinion. If you choose to go faster for whatever reason, have at it if you feel that works for you. But again, this video is just for the sake of providing knowledge to certain people who may not have known that you can strength train with bands, feel great, look great, and not spend as much money or take up as much space. This is Martone, owner trainer, Fuller Fitness. Take care.